Hi, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Gigi's stall. This is my horse Glamour Girl, and she is 27 and obviously very interested in her hay and less interested in a Facebook Live story. Anyhow, I want to first thank Sam Stevens. The farm that I am so fortunate to be at with my horse is in Hamilton, and it's Cedar Tree Stables. And the barn manager, the woman who owns and runs Cedar Tree Stables, has been so wonderful. And my horse is 27, and when you have retired horses, I think it makes them extra special. And it makes the people caring for them super special too, because there is definitely a lot of care that goes into our senior horses. The turnout's amazing. Right behind us, and we can't have it open because of a glare, is a beautiful big door, top and bottom, that opens, and she goes right out into a beautiful big paddock and a beautiful big field with a couple of her friends. And there's actually a lot of friends that she gets to see. So to step right out the back of her stall is amazing, and we are so very grateful. So tonight, I couldn't give her a bubble bath. Our story is about a bubble bath, and it's a wonderful story, and it's based on a true story. And so anyhow, but we did some grooming, and we used a stinky block because she's shedding right now. And so we tried to make her super pretty without a bubble bath, because as you know, there's been nothing but rain and 40 degrees for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks. And so it hasn't been bubble bath weather, but I thought the bubble bath story would be super fun to read this evening, because one day it will be bubble bath weather. It will be weather that we can go outside without bundling up weather, without rain boot weather, without umbrella weather. Right, Moo? Right, Moo? So anyhow, again, I want to thank Sam Stevens at Cedar Tree Stable. She really helped me a lot with this evening to get ready, and I really appreciate that, and she helps me every day. So anyhow, here we go. I have our storybook right on top of her water bucket. We also have a mash that I made her, so we're going to give her a little mash after our story. So I like to give her this yummy, warming bowl of mash. I did it all winter long. It's sort of like an oatmeal, and it smells like banana bread cooking. And whenever I make it for her, and I make it for her with the warm water, and it starts to get all mushy like oatmeal, it is like putting on your coziest slippers, your coziest little pajamas, and slipping into your cozy bed or fabulous blanket. That's what this mush reminds me of. It is comfort, and it's super soothing. It's good for their tummies, and like everything else, I probably give her too much, so I need to sort of scale that back a little. But I did make some, so we have some setting up right out here in front of our little setup. So tonight's story, I'm super excited. It's called The Great Big Sneeze That Never Was. Right, Moo? And she's going to help me read it. And it's so fun because it's inspired by my then 6-year-old nephew. He's now 8. And he was giving her a bubble bath. And for some funny reason, whenever I take my nieces or nephews to the farm, well, first I always tell them, don't skip, do a jumping jack or a handstand, because horses don't know what those things are and you'll scare them. And so I'm always like, no handstands, jumping jacks, or skipping. No big loud movements, because horses get nervous. So I think it's really interesting that every time I ask them if they want to help me groom Gigi or give her a bath, they just want to clean her hoofs and shine her feet. They're obsessed with giving her shiny feet, and I think that's super fun. Anyhow, there's a shampoo that a lot of us use in the horse world that makes their white socks and their white blaze or their white bodies super, super white. And it's blue. It's navy blue. So the bubbles are blue. Everything becomes blue. So here we go. All right, are you ready, Gigi? Are you ready for the story? Yes? Okay, here we go. The Great Big Sneeze That Never Was. And I had a friend of mine point out to me that it reminded her of a Shel Silverstein story. So that's when I wrote that Shel Silverstein meets Felix Doolittle in this charming little poem, story poem, about a little boy and giving his horse a big blue sudsy bubble bath. All right, here we go. Gigi's ready. As I wash your white socks with bubbles of blue, I hope you don't sneeze that great big hachoo. Because if you go hachoo, then I'll go hachoo too. And we'll both be covered in bubbles of blue. So please hold your nose while I finish your bath. And I promise you this, I'll be done with a splash. When I'm done with your legs, I'll move up to your ears. But I may need a ladder to hold me up there. So whatever you do not forget, no great big hachoo. Because if you hachoo, then I'll hachoo too. Then I'll fall off my ladder and I'll land in a splatter. So let's make a pact, just me and just you. No great big hachoos for me or for you. That's our little bubble bath story about the great big sneeze that never was. Because for many of you that have maybe been around a horse or given them a bath or just been giving them a treat, when they sneeze and you're not used to their sneezes, it can be like helicopters in their nostrils. Like helicopters on a rainy day in their nostrils. And so I know a lot of my nieces and nephews will jump when they all of a sudden take a big sneeze, which I hope this isn't funny, but when I had a grandmother, my Nana Cameron, who I love very dearly, whenever she sneezed, my sister and I would jump. We would jump a mile. So anyways, she didn't have helicopters and rainy days in her nostrils, but it still scared us quite a bit. But anyhow, thank you for meeting my Gigi and for coming into our stall today. I wish I could have the door open because there's a lovely neighbor horse who's out there right now and likes to peek in and visit. And so it's a lovely social barn too. I'm very fortunate. My horse Gigi is 27 years old, as I may have already said. And I first met her at Christmas when she was 4 years old. And she was born and raised for her first 4 years of life right in Hamilton. And so we've lived everywhere, Florida, all over the North Shore, up close to the New Hampshire border, and we've traveled up and down the East Coast for horse shows back in the early 2000s and late 90s. And she's modeled for Vogue, Vanity Fair, and, well, Abercrombie and Fitch, Rolling Stone, for Bruce Weber. So we have a lot of really fun pictures of her. So it's been such a fun 23 years, and to have her back in Hamilton, where it all began for her, is very special for us. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We're grateful for all of you. We hope you enjoy our story time. And next week, I think I'll share with you what my little reading, writing journey has been. I didn't always love to read. I love to read now, and I love to write. So thank you. And remember, rest up, get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow's a big day. Good night.